morning, everybody. It is a wonderful day and we're inside. Isn't that strange? We should be outside. Believe it or not, there's even the sun out there. It's shining today. I feel like we haven't seen it a lot. Look at that. It's on my face. Missed the sun. It's so muddy and cloudy and rainy lately. Okay, we got some parts in here. I've got 2 injectors completely fixed up. We've got our starter back completely fixed up. Looks like they just put some electrical tape on there, real cheap fix, but they put a new part in here. This is the old solenoid, and I think that's some internal guts from in here. I hope it works better, because it was really slow running. And also sometimes when you turn the key, it would click, but it wouldn't turn. So that's the way these work. Obviously the engine's always running, and you can't have this engaged all the time. So what happens is when you give it some juice, this kicks out. Yeah, and so the gears for the engine are sitting right here. Okay, and then when you want to start it, this gear will pop up on here and then engage with the flywheel from the engine, allowing it to start. Yeah, and the solenoid is part of the starting of that. So it kicks out and then applies juice. Oops, it kicks out and then applies juice to the motor. And this has obviously got a lot of torque, turns over your engine and runs. Pretty important feature. And then as soon as it's done, when you let go of the key, this pops back in. All right, and that way it doesn't keep running when your engine's running. So hopefully it runs better, because it was running pretty slow before. There you go. Now you can see how it's lifting up. And it'll do that with electronic pull on the back of the starter. So we're going to pop it back in. Also going to take a look at these. If I could figure out how to get it open again. So these are injectors. These are responsible for shooting fuel into the engine. Very important in order for them to run properly. And they weren't doing that. Literally, I should have videotaped it at the tractor dealership. I went and they put these on the tester, and it was just like just hosing out the fuel. And it's supposed to be a nice like misting spray pattern, kind of a, I don't know, like a fog almost. Should be what's happening. And these guys were just shooting in the fuel way too much. So they ordered some new parts. Thankfully they could find those, clean these right up. Look at them. Doesn't that look beautiful? Almost brand new looking. So we're going to reinstall these today. Going to install that starter today, and we'll see if we can get something running here. No guarantees. I got bales in here right now, so I got to figure out how to get the tractor in here yet. I'll have to move the bales first, I guess, but the battery is weak. The alternator, I got a new one coming, brand new alternator coming. It was destroyed. It wasn't working at all, which is why we always had to boost this thing. So I have a new battery. Now it's going to be a new alternator. The starter is completely rebuilt, so it's brand new. I have new injectors. The only thing I got to do yet, I think I need to replace the rings on the pistons, but we're going to put this together and see if we can get some decent compression out of this engine now, and see if maybe we can get it running. These are glow plugs. I think I've explained that in the past. They heat up. They get glowing red hot inside here, and that allows, on a cold engine, allows it to start a lot easier, basically, because you need compression and heat. Once it's warm, you don't need that, of course. But this glow plug is broken. That one still works. And I cannot find them in Russia. I have had multiple dealerships trying to find them. That just, you know, it's an older engine too, I guess, but it's just not common enough here. So I can find them overseas. It's a matter of figuring out how I can get that shipped here, I guess. So we'll sort that out eventually. But it should start without. It's just it might take a little harder starting. It's nice to glow plug it, but you know, I'll have one at least. I also have a warming pad on the bottom of the engine. I'll plug that in. That'll help as well. That's what this cord's for. So we'll get some electricity over here and get it plugged in, and see what we can get going here. Wes has just about got the starter back in already. It's literally 2 bolts, one here, one there, and then some wiring. Have to remember where all the wires go. This is all for the alternator, but yeah, we'll be fine here. Won't forget this one here, eh? Get it all hooked up, and the injectors. So the injectors go in these holes. This hole here, this hole here. I like to keep this towel over to keep the dirt out of it, keep it clean. I'm really hoping I can get this thing running. It's been a great little tractor when it ran. It always was like tough starting when we got it, and it just got worse and worse and worse and worse, and then quit running. So we've kind of played around with it. I think it was worth the money just as a project, just to play around. I can't actually not remember what I paid for it. It came with a rototiller and a plow, somewhere around 300,000 rubles, I think I paid for it. But as far as learning, right, Wes and I and Waylon spent a bunch of time playing with his engine and figuring stuff out, and that education is worth a lot as well. So it's been a lot of fun. So hopefully we'll get it running. The next thing I got to do, once I get the engine running, I need to get the hydraulic pump. So this is the filter. The pump is actually, can't really see it, I guess. It's in here though. These hoses go to the pump. I've had it apart before. I couldn't visibly see anything wrong with it, but you're talking on tiny clearances inside of there in order for it to run properly. When the oil's cold, it runs. As soon as it gets hot, it stops running. So to me, that means the clearances are okay for cold oil, which will be thicker. When the oil gets hot, it's a lot thinner, stops working. So we actually put a thicker oil in, didn't make any difference, still didn't work. Once it got hot, again, it quit working. But anyway, step one, we'll get the engine running. Step two, we'll figure out the hydraulics. What I want to do also is build a loader. I've seen some models with them. That's what these holes here are for, and build a loader for this thing. It will not be able to lift a big bale, but it could still lift some stuff. Be handy around the yard. I also wouldn't mind buying turf tires. These are aggressive tires. They're a little hard on the lawn, but they're good for the garden. I would like to get smooth tires, and then we can turn this into a big lawnmower as well. Get a mower deck on the back, as we have quite a bit of yard space outside. It'd be nice to get that done. One step at a time. It's fun having projects, and I still need stuff to do next year too, because we are not done. We've got lots more planned. Okay, super important is these little copper washers. Its copper is soft, and that provides a nice seal. So this is a brand new end. You can see the little tip on the end of it. Maybe you can't see that. A little teeny tip sticking out there. Anyway, the copper washer goes around there, and it'll seat itself inside here when we screw it down in. We've got to tighten these up too yet, eh? The top parts. Mm-hmm. I don't know what they actually got tightened and not tightened. So. Not going in. Careful on the end of that tip, eh? Don't bang it on nothing.
This one was always a little bit hard to screw in, but...
Yeah, you might be hitting the gasket right now. Huh? You may have to take that back out. There's a little bit of oil, you could stick it on there or something. If it'll stay. Yeah, I might have to just crank it a little bit, I guess. Where's 27 mil, I think, eh? Oh, where's the other kit? Oh, here. One handy thing about being here in Canada, we always had to keep two sets of wrenches. We have metric and imperial because Canada does both, and because the Americans use an imperial system, Canada is officially metric but uses both. So our toolbox, we would have a set of metric like this. We would have to have another set of imperial. For all of our sockets, we'd have a metric set like this. We'd have to have another set of imperial. double of everything, which is, I mean, it's not the end of the world. I grew up that way, so it's just the way it is. But now that I don't have to have that everything, I just need one set. It's a lot handier. I think it was a 27. Sound right? Yippers. Okay, go easy on that one. I'm not sure if it's the gasket or what. That's going, eh? Some dirt on the threads, maybe. It was a bit stiff before too, I guess. While he's doing that, so this is the intake. Air gets sucked in here. There's a filter that sits on here normally on top. So the air goes into the engine here, and the exhaust blows out of here. And then obviously there's a muffler sitting on the top of here. Okay, the crankshaft has lobes on it, and these rods sit on that. Okay, and then as the crankshaft goes up and down, it lifts these up and down. Opening and closing valves. Okay, so there's 4 valves. 2 are intake valves and 2 are exhaust valves. Now they need to be closed in order to gain compression. Right, as the cylinder comes up, we need compression, and that compression is what causes the spray of fuel, the little fog that goes in there, it causes it to ignite and blow up. And then the cylinder gets pressed down. Okay, and then in order for that smoke to come back out, it then needs to open up at the perfect timing to allow the smoke from that fire to go out. Then it needs to let new air in, and then do it again. And it just repeats that cycle over and over and over and over and over. 4-stroke engine. Right? This is 4-stroke. I gotta double check that with him. I'm pretty sure this is 4-stroke. I'm actually not an expert on engines. Neither is he, but he's been studying engines a little bit because he's got a book on it. But I believe it's a 4-stroke. All right, these is return fuel line. So this is an injection pump down here that squirts pressure, fuel in at the right pressure that goes into these injectors, and then the injectors, when they hit the right pressure, open up and spray a little bit of fuel inside. And then this is a return line, so it gets connected together and dumps it back into the fuel tank. So any fuel that doesn't get used dumps back in. So we got to hook those up as well. Just got to tighten that. Pretty exciting. I really hope it's going to run this time. No guarantees. So far it's been well, it's been fun because we're learning, but it's still been a challenge. Put a new seat on it. Unfortunately, it didn't last very long. It's just such a flimsy, plasticky material. Be nice to have a, maybe a hard plastic seat or something. But I grab those little hoses. Where are they? Right here. These clips are just about wore out, I think. Yeah? Alright, now we're going to get these injector hoses on. They're just bent a little bit, or what's going on?
Yeah.
Bend them too many times, they'll break. Pull the nut up so you can seat the stick first. Whatever you do, don't strip it. If you pull on that spot and push down on this part. Okay.
Push down more.
Started, but I don't think it's in the right spot yet. There, that one's going now. Same wrench or different one? Smaller, right? What do you need? Nah, it's too small. Half inch is 13. Looks like you need a 15 maybe. He's still talking Imperial over here. What a guy. You got a 15? 16's too small.
I had a 17.
Yeah, needs now. You sure you put it on the right spot? There it goes.
Already had that work.
Okay, don't forget to tighten these two as well. So from the fuel system, we've got the tank, of course. This is a fuel tank. We've got a shut-off. One second. We've got a shut-off right here. And we've got this hose comes down. This is a little filter, which I also need to change. It's pretty gross, but fuel still goes through at least. Then it goes into the pump, and from the pump into here. Oh, I wonder if we should run it for a bit just to get a clean fuel coming out.
Good.
Oh, we did that already, I guess, the other day, though.
Should have did that up here, though.
Before putting that on.
Get the air on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so we can crack them loose, and then the fuel will come out as we pump. Anyway, this is the injection pump running off the motor itself, and then pumps it up into there. So we're going to bleed it now as we crank it over. Well, first of all, we got to get a tractor or something here to boost this thing. See if Waylon's done with the tractor, and then we can take it. This is for the glow plugs. And there's a flat plate that runs between these two, but the other one's broken anyways, so probably doesn't really help us any today. See if I can get Waylon to come. Move these bales and get started.
Stuck on the other one.
Should be good. Put that tire up on top there, yeah. He might fit. Probably has to move that one, yeah. And this one. Can you get out? We got young Waylon on the wheel here today, folks. He's been training since he was little. Alright, so this is something I don't like, and that is mud. Well, I don't like it anyway, but you don't want mud on here because then it'll go in the feed. For cows, it doesn't matter so much. For goats, it's definitely not a good idea because they can make them very sick. So as much as possible, don't put any mud in your feed. Beautiful. How much room has he got on the other side? Can he push it all or not? Check them to see if it's working. Yep. Push that clutch down. Oh, we gotta crack the lines yet. Huh? They are loose right now? Are you loosening them? Okay, the fuel on or off right now?
Pointed towards the line is on.
Okay, alright, so we gotta crank it over. You gotta push it down. Still pretty slow. Not sure if you can hear me or not, but we had some trouble bleeding it. There was no fuel coming out of here, so I opened it all up, cleaned it. It's working now again. We got all the air out. We're now at this point. He's going to glow plug the engine. We can only do the one side, and then we'll try starting it again. Did it?
I sure not bring it in.
We can't have it starting either because there's no cap on here. It'll make a mess. So once it actually fires up, we'll shut it off right away. Well, that's the closest thing we've had in a long time. I think I want to readjust those valves because I still don't think that's right. We got smoke. Yeah. Okay, let's adjust the valves a minute and then we'll try again. So in order to adjust the valves, we got to make sure they're in the right spot and then get the clearances in here. Sorry, wrong spot. The clearances between this valve spring and the valve here and these rocker arms. Needs to be the right clearance. And we had a little tool for that, but I can't find it, so I will go look for it. Okay, so I've been through this multiple times. I'm not going to try to repeat myself too often, but there's several things you need for a running engine. One of them is compression, and if your rings on the cylinders are not tight or not working, or if they're broken, if they're seized, you won't get good compression. One way to tell that is by pouring a little bit of oil on the cylinder. That'll make a temporary seal, and then it'll work. And we just did that, and she fired right up. So we just did it again, and we'll show you. Too much oil, brother. Oh, maybe the cable dropped. There we go. Yeah, cables aren't working, man. You wiggle it? The oil go away?
Oh, all of those gone. I can see though it's not sealed right now.
The valve.
I guess it might not be.
Okay, put a little bit in this time. A little more. That's good. No more. Just keep the lid off. You can pour a little bit in as it's going. David. Whoa. Seals it right up. Don't get any dirt in there. You got sand all over your gloves. So, definitely rings. I gotta order a ring kit. I'm gonna keep looking for that. And then we don't want to leave it running too long right now because there's there's not enough antifreeze in there right now because we had the head apart and the hoses aren't hooked up. So this hose here is supposed to be hooked up here for the coolant and it's off. This isn't on, so it's not good to keep it running too long. You can see it's splattering oil everywhere. We'll clean that all up, but normally there's a cover that goes over top of that preventing that. So it does run, and our experiment by putting oil in there seals the rings, right? And so that kind of shows us pretty quickly that it's a ring issue. Among other issues, obviously we had a starter issue, we have a battery issue, we had an alternator issue, we had injector issues. So we've got this fixed up, we've got the injector pump cleaned up, we've got this guy fixed up. We'll order a new battery whenever we get the seal kits, and we're getting a new alternator coming. So good progress, I think. Anyways, it's pretty exciting to see it running again. It's been a long time since we've had this guy going. So I think we're in the right direction. Things are adjusted and sitting better than they used to be. And now I need to find a engine overhaul kit. That'll include my new seals, new gaskets, as well as the rings that I need for the pistons. So look forward to getting that. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. It's just a short little one, but we had it running together. We did it. So don't forget to check out the links down below the video for lots more great content, and we'll catch you guys all in another one. God bless you.